Link to the stream because YouTube makes it so freaking hard to find. Okay. What was I about to click? I don't remember. There we go. I was going to change the chat rooms around since I'm not... Okay. Oops. Pause you, thank you. Thank you very much. And enable the YouTube chat. I don't even know if that's linked to the right one. Is it that? I tried OBS a little bit and I just got confused. I don't know. Alright. It's cold. I'm gonna tweet it out. Tweet it out. Tell me what's it all about. The fun thing is, if I link to my YouTube channel, there is no fucking link anywhere on it to the live stream. This freaking YouTube is so silly, and by which I mean nonsensical. Oh, it's so cold, my hands are frozen. Unfortunately, if I try to plug in my here, my power strip is going to click off because it overloads like a light. My sewing machine and the iron will overload it. One of these days I'm just going to pay for a permit and get an actual power line put out here, because trying to do it with a extension cord has limits. Still have the internet Ethernet cord, but which for some reason doesn't work as well out here as it does in the house, even though it's a freaking cord. It is longer than it needs to be. I'm watching my dog poop right next to the kids' playset. Why? Why, dog? Why don't you go where, back there where nobody goes? Because you are a dumb dog. But he's not a bad dog. He's just a dumb dog. Sorry, the cold makes me talk a lot. I mean, I talk all the time anyway, but... Everyone. Okay. So there we go. Hi, Ray. Yeah, I know. YouTube is the dumbins. Okay, let's pop that chat out. So my dad took a shower today and we didn't see a leak. And we didn't see a leak when the plumber came back. We only saw a leak the first shower he tried to take after they said that the thing was fixed, but then now we haven't been able to get it to replicate. But I'm scared if we hire the drywall guy to come out and fix it, then all of a sudden the leak's going to be back, because Murphy's Law. Anyway, what is Top Chat? I'm not popular enough to have a live chat in a Top Chat. All right. This is gonna be a chill stream. I'm gonna try not to get so feeling like I have to talk all the time, because I actually do want to get stuff done. I have given up on getting Link's costume done. I think that ship has sailed. I'm gonna probably start it today. But yeah, we went to the costume store yesterday and got this cute little fox costume. It's a girl costume, but who fucking cares? Ugh. Society is silly. I'm gonna try to get this cord out of the way. Unfortunately, it's a really fucking short cord. I don't know why they had such a short cord, but I got this massive amount of elastic that I ordered online, and I was hoping it would be more a little firmer, but yeah, I got it to make more masks. And I got a pattern from the lady at the store to try for a mask, because I keep downloading different ones, and trying to draft my own online, and I just haven't found one that fits my kids snugly. Now, supposedly, that's not what I want to do. I want to do it this way. Oops. Supposedly, they just approved the vaccine for Link's age. Sorry, it's still kind of in the way. Oh no, it's not. Yay! I have the camera kind of awkwardly shoved over here. I'm trying to get it so that I can get most of the stuff visible. Let me see. That's got that, so let me push that down a little bit. A little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. I know, I should bring a second camera out, but I also only have the one stand for the camera, so that wouldn't be ideal either. I still need to clean up in here. I know, it's a nightmare over there. I had it all nice and clean, but then, you know, I was working on the cage, the paludarium for my salamanders until all but one of the salamanders died. Alright. So, let's get this party started. I'm definitely going to stop by 5, possibly earlier. 1 watching now, it says. I don't really expect people to hang out. YouTube is not not very popular, plus it's, you know, the middle of the day. No problem, I have both opened like usual. Ugh. It's a girl costume, it's a vixen. I don't remember what the official name of the costume is. But. Okay, so I literally have 1 step left on Aiden's, and I had to go in to put him down for his nap, and I was going to come back and finish in here, but it's the middle of the day, and it's freaking cold as shit in here, so I didn't want to come in last night. I have mixed feelings about today. Halloween is my favorite, but see, you can't see enough. I should have done it the other way. I'm limited on options of where I can even put the camera. That's the hard thing. I could put it there. Or there. Yeah. Sorry, I basically don't have anywhere perfect that I can put the camera and still be visible from all angles, so you'll just have to listen to the dulcet tones of my voice. Anyway. Yes, so Halloween is my favorite holiday, but number 1, Portland is generally rainy and always cold as shit on Halloween, so that limits my costume options to stuff that I can like layer underneath. Lerp. God, brain fart. Second, Murphy's Law. My period tends to strike during Halloween. And as I was lamenting on Twitter, periods suck. They make you tired. The cramps can be killer. Just not a fun time. I don't have a silent Joan that follows me around with perfect framing. I know! The future, right? Freestanding. I have a heater, but that's what I was saying it right when I started. All the power in my shed is just one power strip attached to a extension from the backyard, and it turns itself off if I have like 2 or 3 things going, especially the heater. For some reason the heater seems to be especially taxing. Alright, so yeah, all I have left is attaching the hood to up here, and I was hesitant because the instructions that I bought this pattern on Etsy, they're not the most complete of instructions. So some of this stuff I'm like trying to figure out myself. What is that I'm looking at? There. All the janky camera angles because I'm trying you love it. You love it. You know it's not going to be ideal. I'm not one of these whippersnappers that starts out their YouTube channel already rich with their own, you know, editing team and everything. I do want to start using the upstairs room for crafting during the winter. But as I keep talking about, there's a gaping hole right now to the attic, and it makes it really unpleasant to work up there because it's cold and it smells. And I was talking to the drywall guy recommended by the plumbers, and he came out and gave us a quote and was going to come and start working tomorrow, but then I told him that we thought they had the leak, and he was like, oh, contact me when they figure it out. And then I texted him back and I was like, well, we can still put the panel in because the whole point is to retain access through the study. And he never replied. So I don't know when that panel's going to happen. I could just like look up a random person to build it, but I don't know. It's a pain in the ass because, you know, you never know if somebody claiming to be good at something is actually good at it. And of course, Yelp and Google reviews are 90% fake. So, okay, yeah, I'm gonna try not to be a chatterbox this time. 7 p.m. and your excuse is that you went out earlier for a massive shop, so you're just recovering from that. Yeah. So I think it was the year before last. You know, my mom was still alive, and she and my dad watched the kids so that Matthew and I were able to go to the Portland Erotic Ball, which is this big event that is inside a building, and it's like a 3-story building. There's like a huge dance floor and everything, and you know, people wear all sorts of costumes. There's some sexy costumes, there's some funny costumes. They have a costume contest. They have live bands. Unfortunately, my husband brought a friend of his from work who is a fucking mess. She was totally smashed drunk before we, you know, even when we picked her up, and she kept drinking throughout the night. And I took an edible, which I basically never do, and I was just like kind of overwhelmed the whole time. Like, I had a hard time holding on to Matthew and staying with him because he kept just bolting off. And the whole time I'm like trying to get my bearings and keep up with my husband. She's over having a melodramatic, you know, oh, nobody likes me, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I understand. I share a lot of those feelings, but I am dealing with my own shit right now. And she was a fucking chain smoker. And it was once you leave, you don't get back in. So we were there about half an hour. And then she went outside to go smoking. And she texted, was like, oh, you know, it's okay. I'll just stay out here. You know, you go have fun in there. But it was cold and raining outside, and of course Matthew's like, no, I'm not going to make her stand out that. So he went to go get her. And I think I stayed there and said I was going to take an Uber home or something like that. But of course then I'm totally by myself, still, you know, disoriented from this edible, and I'm just like, it was just a shit time. The year before that was pretty fun, except that we got a ticket to the Portland Erotic Ball, and we got this Club Privada pass the same night, because on a map they look close together. But I'll tell you what, walking 15 blocks in the pouring rain in fucking high heels and what do you call it? Not lingerie, stockings, because I was like a succubus or something like that. Really fucking uncomfortable. So that part wasn't good, but it was fun going in between the two events. And yes, Club Privada is a sex club, but I find it less stressful because it's like you go to a regular nightclub or whatever, you're still getting groped by people. Actually, you're better protected against groping at a sex club because there's literally volunteers that walk around that, you know, if someone is harassing you, you tell them and they'll kick them out. You are better protected as a woman. You are better protected from sexual harassment at a sex club than you are at a regular nightclub. Yeah. Anyway, it would. She's a smoker. She made her choice. Yeah. At least I got wet. Oh god, the puns. But yeah. So it's funny. I was watching the second episode of You last night, which I watched the first episode a long time ago, and it's very unsettling because it's about a stalker, but it's from his viewpoint, and so it's like his rationalization. And it doesn't glorify him. Like, the actor actually got really mad because they were like girls online. They were like, oh, he's so dreamy. And he's like, no, it's a bad guy. But anyway, one of the characters, she went to this like fancy party and she makes this comment about, you know, I always go to these things thinking I'll have fun and then I never do. And I kind of felt that because a lot of times, like, I would go to a party or something, and keep in mind that I was a friendless loser, and I know I said I was going to work and here I am just chattering, but whatever. I would go go to a party and I wouldn't know anyone there, and I would just be like feeling like, how do I be interesting? How do I be, entertaining to talk to and stuff? I'm a socially awkward extrovert, which is a really nasty combination because I love talking and I want to be liked, but I suck at it. I'm also 90% sure that I'm on the spectrum because I have a really hard time reading people's emotions, and I basically just assume everyone hates me all the time. And the more I think someone hates me, the more desperate I am to make them like me. I'm a very fucked up person. But anyway, point being, I'm not doing anything this year. It's cold, it's wet, we have COVID, we don't have a babysitter. I still have my, long COVID headache and fatigue. I'm on my period, but I'm sad about it because in my pre-long COVID, pre-child, child having life, I just never really got that much time between being a friendless loser and being married with kids. I kind of just skipped between the two, so I was only, a sexually viable person for a couple of years there, and even then, as I've frequently lamented, it sucks having my only worth be is she fuckable or not. But anyway, we're gonna work. We're gonna put some music on. I mean, like I said, don't expect this to be a very exciting live stream. Honestly, I don't even know why I decided to live stream. I'm just an attention whore, I guess. We could do some call-ins, but then I tend to get really into the conversation. Oh shit, I didn't want to download it. I just wanted to play in browser. I'm not that committed to Pretzel Rocks. I know there's like YouTube channels too that have free stream music, but they have ads. I don't know what's up with Pretzel Rock that they don't have ads. Let's do some chill EDM. I like EDM, Today's tampons are infused with chili. I know, I feel fine now. Like, this morning my knuckles weren't burning anymore, so that was good. A Mormon from child to marry with kids, avoid all social awkwardness and find out who you are. Yep. No, I just discovered who I am through the internet. Through exposing all my dirty laundry to strangers online, which is not a good way to discover yourself either. Yeah, I have no idea, like I said, if we're gonna even get any viewers or anything, but you guys are here. Okay. Brain fart. All right. Let's see. We got the hood, which I did get attached fairly well, I think. Oh yeah, I was gonna do a stitch here, and then attach it. Again, the instructions don't really clarify some of these stages, so I'm just like, I guess this is how I should do it? Question mark? Question mark? I actually feel pretty good right now. My headache is pretty minimal. I'm full of ideas. I know, I'm never gonna get popular, but at least I have fun making the videos. I'm trying to just not give as much of a shit if people actually watch my videos or not. Matthew just texted me. Let me see what it says. Oh crap, I forgot I wanted to feed the snake. I'm trying to feed him every weekend. Oh, you hurt your back over the weekend. Oh dear. Okay, take care, no hurry. The drywall guy just texted back, says he hurt his back. Of course, he's an anti-vax Trumper. At least I'm gathering so from how when he came up for the quote, he was like, do you want me to wear a mask? And I asked, are you vaccinated? And he went, no. So, anti-vax Trumper. Also, laymen, plumbers and stuff, for some reason, tend to be Republican. Which I don't really understand. It must be a self-reinforcing thing, like they're surrounded by other Trumpers, so then they become Trumpers. I don't know. We're gonna not freak out about politics. I'm gonna try not to freak out about politics for a little bit. Just actually concentrate on what I'm doing for once. No, I mean, it's actually probably better for you to talk in YouTube, because then if people do wander in, then it doesn't look dead. But like I said, I forgot. I'm not caring about numbers, right? I'm gonna be like these kids just starting out who are like, oh my god, I got 10 views. I'm so happy. I'm not gonna be a view elitist, because as even the honest bigger YouTubers will tell you, like that Tiffany Fur person that I just discovered, you know, there's no you know, point where you're just like, I'm happy with the amount of viewers I have. The more viewers you get, the more you feel pressured to keep being whatever keeps the viewers there. Which I assume is like rich people. I don't know, I've never been rich, but you know, maybe that's why they're always like, I must kill the environment more for a little bit more money, because I need a 3rd or 7th yacht or whatever. Oops, I'm talking about politics again. Well, I have to do all the political talking because all the other streamers are just like, oh my god, hair and makeup. I don't know. I'm such an elitist prick. I am a quintessential coastal elite. It's very cold in here. It's not snowing. I don't know when it's gonna snow. Of course, the last time it was snowing was in February, right when my mom died. Literally, the day that she died was like the first day of snow in 2021. And, you know, it hadn't snowed before in 2020. Remember when we were so eager for 2020 to be over, and then like it started getting a little better, and then it all went to shit again? That was fun. I know VidCon, I went for the option that they automatically enroll you in, which I don't think they should automatically enroll you in, but basically instead of getting a refund for your ticket, they just automatically roll it into the next ticket. But I don't want to go through that thing last year where they took forever to come out with the ticket. They just kept vaguely saying it'll be available in summer, and I was so nervous about like getting the hotel and the train ticket, everything, and then having the tickets sell out. I mean, that's part of why I went for the industry pass, just because I didn't want to have that risk. Plus, I just, you know, there's a lot of doors that will always stay closed to me because I'm not famous and I'm not friends with famous people, but at least the industry pass, expensive as it is, hopefully opens a few more doors. I don't know. Ah, it's cold. The map with non-red areas. Yeah, I've seen that one a bunch, and I mean, you can see the comments, like even right after I reached security from people who aren't vaccinated, all this totally made up bullshit. And then she was like, oh, we're gonna turn out to be like Venezuela, and it's like, are you sure you're not Republican? Because you sure sound like one. And damn it, you made me talk about politics again, Zan. Come on, we're gonna be a spoiled millennial who's totally ignorant to what's going on right now, and isn't paying attention, and is just living my life of privilege and not caring about people who aren't me. I am a bitter ass bitch. No, I'm not actually. I feel pretty good right now. Like I said, I don't know. I feel hopeful that my kid's gonna get vaccinated, and you know, at least those of us who aren't idiots will be more protected against COVID, at least until we do get a strain that totally ignores the vaccine, and just trying to look on the bright side of life. I want to listen to Monty Python, but it's copyright. Alright. I'm just chattering. I may have said last night, my government is pretending it's fine, all fine to get us through what promises to be a disappointing Christmas and then more lockdowns. We're never going to have lockdowns again over here, I think. And, I mean, we can't even get people to follow the mandate mask. It's so weird. All the different countries trying all their different tactics to appeal to the morons. I still am very much in favor of vaccine mandates because, as I keep saying, there is no appeal to logic or kindness that is ever going to convince anti-vaxxers to not be anti-vaxxers. So the only way we end any of this is if we just say, cool, you wanna be a thorn in the ass of society, then you can stay the thorn in the ass of society at home while the rest of us live our lives. Because we're tired of freaking curtailing the safety of the public based on a whiny, self-centered minority of the country. Man, I sound so angry! Lollipops and marmalade and candy corn. What? I know, like candy corn and Hawaiian pizza, people just love to hate, and I like both of those, and I don't know, I don't care. There are many popular things that I detest, so I don't really give a shit. Like it's like politicizing candy, you know, only idiots like candy. Gatekeeping is just dumb. Just any kind of like, if you like or don't like this thing, then you're a bad person. Let me turn this down. It's just silly. It tells me that there's 2 people watching, but or 1 person watching, but multiple people are talking. So clearly the YouTube counting algorithm is not very accurate. By the way, you guys should visit my other stuff, like the TikTok I made about yesterday's jalapeno vagina adventure and everything, and leave some nice comments, because it's depressing when I log in and the only comment literally is some random person calling me a cunt. Like, I know TikTok is garbage and basically everyone who comments on there is even worse than YouTube, but okay, happy thoughts. What should I talk about? I don't know. That's right, I'm not supposed to talk. I'm supposed to just work. It's okay, my mouth is on autopilot. I'm actually working. It's like my mouth is like, it's like a stegosaurus with, you know, a different brain on its tail. My mouth has its own brain, or lack thereof. Hence problems. I wanted to use this lining on the whole inside to make it extra warm, but then I figured, you know, we could just layer them up in, well, I don't think we have a leotard or anything, but, you know, leggings and stuff like that, and then we'll be able to take them off if he ever wore this during the summer or whenever and it's not as cold. That's the other thing about Halloween, is it's sad, you know, aside from cosplay, there's just not that many opportunities to wear costumes throughout the year, and it makes me sad because costumes are fun. I had this sort of friend. She's very popular. I wouldn't really call her a friend, but this person I knew through another person who would have costume parties throughout the year, and she would have like themes and activities and stuff, and it was like, that's sort of, I would love to do that. I would love to be able to have parties like that. I don't even know who I'd invite, but I'm sure if I was providing, you know, free booze and stuff and had a nice house, people would come. The hard part is, again, I don't have a babysitter, and the only family I care about lives with me. And also, you know, my dad can't handle the kids, so he can't babysit. What I want to do is I want to find someone who runs a babysitting thing out of their house, and then I can, like, pay them to, like, let the kids sleep over there. Or I can find friends who have a mansion and convince them to let me throw a party in their house. The video earlier excoriated these anti-vaxxers who are claiming to be the inheritors of the White Rose movement, showing their huge historical ignorance. I don't know what the White Rose movement is. Yeah, fancy dress. I love how they call it that. You made like a bread product with tomato sauce and pineapple. It's not pizza. Yeah. Have to have an account to comment. No way, fancy dress. Oh, I know, that's fine. I don't care. TikTok's the devil. I know, it's hard. It's hard to not care about numbers, because numbers are how you make money to make making YouTube videos a job. And yeah, we're not gonna care. We're not gonna care. I wish I could like turn numbers off entirely. Just like not even pay attention. I mean, Trom is like that. You can't even see numbers unless you install something special or get Friendica to work, which I have not been able to do yet. Maybe it's for the best, because who cares about numbers? Numbers are the enemy. Come on. Oh. It's so thick, it's like, I'm not gonna do that. So thick and sexy. I don't know. This is not easy fabric also, so of course I'm like struggling to get it to sew. I just need a big old industrial. I could use a serger, actually. This would be a good spot for a serger. And I bought a serger, but I'm scared to use it because it's so complicated, and if I have to rethread it, I'm going to break it. Okay, are you going to work? There we go, now it's working. Yay! I still don't know what it is about this fabric that supposedly makes it difficult, but yay! So far it's working! This is amazing! Before I brought it in to get looked at, I couldn't zigzag at all. Even on like a single layer, it was skipping. So, very good, very good, very good. I think I'm too far away from the side though, so let me go in a little bit. I'm trying to make sure I don't accidentally not so close, you know, so too close to the edge so that there's gaps. I already did that with the spikes. I had to go back and redo them. And also the spikes, the pattern doesn't curve them, and if they don't curve, then they what the heck? Oh. If they don't curve, then they pull the fabric in a weird way when you wear it. So this pattern is not perfect for sure, but it's definitely better than me just trying to figure it out on my own. And I mean, it's a bodysuit, so it doesn't have to fit perfectly. That's a big reason why I picked this. I didn't want to do a super complicated one for the kids, because then I definitely wouldn't finish in time. Link's costume is so cute, though. I love it. He's been wearing it already, like, almost non-stop, and I'm like, it's gonna get all smelly before Halloween. I guess we could wash it once before, but I'm a little scared to wash it because it's got faux fur and such, and I don't know how well it's constructed either. I don't know if it's gonna fall apart. Probably won't wash it till after Halloween. I've given them costumes before, hoping that they would, like, play dress up, but all they do is throw them around. I think one time Link has put on his spaceman outfit by himself, and it's funny because it finally fits him properly, but his grandma got it for him. It's like a size 8, and she got it for him when he was 3. But this was Matthew's mom, who's kind of a weirdo like he is, and so she probably just like saw it in a thrift store and didn't even look at the size, which, you know, is fine. It's just, it's not gonna fit him. Now, his other side of the family over in Kentucky that was in Pennsylvania, they're kind of, well, they have like a really nice house, and they like installed their own elevator, or not elevator. Yeah, elevator. They installed their own elevator in his because their knees are bad. So they're doing pretty well. But he stopped talking to them because they are racist, homophobic pricks. And like, before he excommunicated them, they would send stuff over for the boys because they're the only grandkids as far as I know. So of course they're a little bit spoiled. So it's sad not having that, but at the same time, the kids have too many toys already. We keep taking toys away from them because they refuse to clean up after themselves. Okay, probably gonna have to hand sew right here. Look at that! It's beautiful! It's not messing up! This is so cool! I love it when sewing machines don't mess up. And I know I haven't looked at the chat in a while. I'll look at it in a second. Oh, okay. It made a sound. I thought it got tangled up, but it did not, which is nice. No ice. Alright, look at that. There's only like, I ran out of bobbin thread. Whoops. That cannot be helped. Alright, let's see. They were a peaceful group who opposed the Nazis. Go figure. Still some right-wing clown claimed to be the new Rosa Parks recently. Oh, I remember that. I mean, yeah, of course. Like, vaccine mandates are totally the same as getting mass gassed because you are the wrong race. That's totally the same, right? Fucking idiots. 2 new sets for the 2 new shows. Your part week next. Might do a poem for another show this Tuesday. You are doing all the things, man. You are a testament. Foxes don't smell that good. You're funny. Spoiler. What? Oh, okay. I just get it. Well, I don't have the window showing, but yeah, that's smart. I'm trending. Well, I'm trending on Trom. I don't know how to go back to spoiler. Oh well, whatever. I'll just scroll up. Planning for the elevator in the coach house conversion she's planning when she moves out of the old house. I mean, if you live in a poor enough area, maybe it's not so bad. I don't know. Okay. Woo! It's so cold. It's so cold. It's so very cold. Oh, estranged. I missed that part. Sorry. It's such a fancy word. Estranged. Oh. My kid stole my threader. Oh, here it is. Yes, you guys saw Aiden invaded last night and like immediately descended and started messing with everything. Luckily, he just went down for his nap. So we should be Aiden free for at least a little bit. I mean, I love him. I love my children. Of course I love my children. But they are not conducive to getting things done. But yeah. Future plans, get that panel on the door so I can actually work in there without freezing. And sew one thing every day. You know, maybe do more casual live streams. Maybe just live stream while Aiden is asleep during the day and Link is at kindergarten. Or doing it during the day and just, you know, have Aiden in there with me, messing with all the things. Maybe I'll just get a whole bunch of big boxes and hide basically everything in the boxes so he can't get to them. Since I want to make shelves on that back wall that shows behind me where I have the banner right now, I want to put shelves up there and put all my gaming stuff up there. And if I do that, he's for sure going to go for all of it. When he's just a little bit older, it'll be easier. That's the hard part about streaming too, though, is that, you know, most people want to watch streams in the evening, and that's like the worst time with kids. Because they won't be in school, and it'll be hard to find a daycare that's open that late. Plus, I don't want to not ever see my kids. It'd be nice to have a break from them every day, but I don't want them to be gone forever. I love the little shitheads. Don't live together, have no plans to divorce. What? That's interesting. Why do you? Is it financial that you don't want to divorce, or just you reject the convention of marriage, or why do you have no plans to divorce? Is it too much legal pain in the ass? I mean, if you want to share, you don't have to. What is all this? There's like fuzz coming from something. This sewing machine has a little threader, and I love it. Because that is always a very annoying part, too, of threading. Hopefully I did that correctly this time. Come on. There we go. Yeah! Look at that. That was so easy. Okay, now we have bobbin thread. Whoops. Okay, so let's go back to what we were doing. Can I scroll down? No, it's fine. It's so tiny. More jump screens. Well, what would be fun, because I'm such a whore and I'm whoring my children out as well, I have to repin it because I messed up, would be, like I have one live stream earlier while Aiden is, or while it's just me and Aiden, and then once Link comes home I could live stream with him. That'd be fun. Have him play some games together. I don't know. Of course, his friends across the street are moving out at the end of November, just as he was getting old enough to actually like go over and play with them without me having to be over there too, which is sad. He still has his friend next door, but their household is a mess. Like domestic violence a mess, and I don't really want Link over there. And I mean, we say that he can come over here, but he doesn't come over a lot, and a lot of times when he does come over, he just wants to play our video games and not really interact with Link, which, you know, and then Link and he are fighting over the games. I'm trying to get Link to play multiplayer games with him, because then it's both best of both worlds, you know. The friend gets to play a video game and Link gets to play with a friend, but Link is not really patient enough for multiplayer games yet, I think. he doesn't understand that you gotta, do certain goals. He just sort of runs to the end of the level. Which, back in the old days with, Mario and stuff and Sonic, you literally, that was the goal. Like, you were actually timed in Sonic to finish it. He has played some Sonic, by the way, which is kind of fun, but he's not good at it. Again, I wish more games had, like, easy mode that you can enable where it's basically you don't have to restart every time you die or whatever. Some games have it, but because it wouldn't make it wouldn't really remove anything from the game to have that. You just make it easily an option that they can turn off. And some games have it, let's say, easy mode if you just want to enjoy the story or whatever. I would like even is it peaceful? Well, there's creative mode, which is different because then you have access to everything, and that's not really good for Link because that's overwhelming. But he likes to do that in Subnautica. He just puts the tunnels everywhere. He doesn't, actually swim around and explore. He just puts the tunnels together. The Lego World one is kind of fun, except there is like a story that he doesn't really understand. He just needs to learn how to read, and then it will be so much. There'll be so much more he can do. I keep hoping that being able to read in games will be an incentive to him to learn to read. He's getting there in school. I tried to do it with him at home, but he's just not very motivated. Like, I'm like, I'll give you a candy if you can spell this word with me, and he just won't even pay attention. So, plus I'm busy with my own shit. The fuzz is getting everywhere and choking me. Okay. I'm expensive, or it's expensive, and we broke up nearly a decade ago, so we feel the moment has passed. Neither of us is interested in getting into new relationships, which is usually is. Yeah, there was a tweet about it was a post of some screenshots of Colbert talking about how much he loves his wife, and the tweet was like, get you someone who loves you as much as Colbert loves his wife, or something like that. And oops. Oh, see, I didn't pin it correctly, so it didn't actually reach the other side there, so I gotta redo that part. Anyway, yeah, the tweet was like, get yourself someone who appreciates you like he appreciates his wife. And I commented about how my dad lost his wife, and where is the freaking seam ripper? Anyway, and how we were worried that he was gonna like immediately follow my mom, but he's been doing okay, and we try to keep him busy, and like he has his hobbies and stuff like that. And someone was like, your dad should remarry, and it was like, whoa. First of all, my dad is a nervous wreck. I don't even know how he would get into a new relationship. He always, in a sad way, jokes about how he never thought he'd find love, and he actually had 2 women fall in love with him, because he had one woman that my birth name is after, who he was engaged to get married. There it is. How do you get back there? And she died in a plane crash with her brother a week before they were going to get married. And it's been really weird, and people always say, how is your mom okay with you being named after this other woman? And I'm just like, I don't know. Ask my parents. I guess she figured, that lady's dead. It's not like she's a threat. But yeah, it's not like I would be like, Dad, you're not allowed to have someone else. I just literally can't imagine him trying to find another spouse. And it's like, I have tons of fight with my husband. We're a lot better now, I think. The mood stabilizers help for both of us, because he's not quite as angry, and I'm easier. It's easier on me to just be like, when he's having something he's really stubborn about, I'm just like, okay, honey. And of course, we say we're poly. We haven't really actually had to experience what it's like to have different relationships going on at the same time. He is so, I guess you'd say, laid back. Like, he just straight up doesn't really care. Not in a mean way, but he just doesn't care if I were to have a relationship with somebody else. He's very like, I just want you to do what makes you happy kind of thing, which kind of annoys me. I want him to care a little bit. But I have so much crippling issues of fearing that he'll not want to, he'll be like, actually, I like this other person better, and I'm not going to be with you at all, and then I'll be totally alone. But I don't know. I still really want a girlfriend. I want a girlfriend because I'm attracted to women, and I want a girlfriend because there's just experiences that a fellow woman will relate to more that a guy just can't. And I want one who, you know, is into creative stuff like me. Matthew is not creative at all, and I don't know if I want someone who is big into YouTube, because I feel like there would be a lot of competition, and I'd feel guilty asking them to help me, and I would be like kind of nervous that they were just using me. I don't know. Not that I'm like famous or anything. But someone who at least, you know, likes watching other people's YouTubes and wants to be involved but doesn't want to be their own person on camera, which sounds really stuck up and like, oh, I just want someone to be my slave. No, I mean someone who literally enjoys it. I'm sure there's people like that out there. I am an attention whore, so I can't imagine just editing someone else's stuff, but but no, I want someone, because it's not about just like having someone do work for me. It's because it's fun. It's fun to make videos. It's fun to, you know, talk to people, engage with people while live streaming, and, you know, make it a social thing. That's why, as I keep saying, these super popular ones with the chat room that just flies by and is full of spam, like, how is that enjoyable? It's not. It's a job. They get paid for it, but would I like to get paid for live streaming? Sure, why not? But if the trade-off is that I have absolutely no actual engagement with my viewers, then I don't think I'd want it. I think it would be dull. Now, why don't they just put like 10-second limits on the chat room? It's annoying for the people, but at least then you can actually read what's going on in the room. Or like have some kind of filter where it's not just 17 lines of an emoji or something like that. I don't know. As we were talking yesterday, you know, ways of adjusting, like categorizing and stuff like that of content so that you can decide, you know, I don't want to see. You could even be like triggers, you know, like I don't want to see clowns because I'm terrified of clowns. I'm not, but as an example. Let's see. Oh, your wife died. Get another one. I know. Well, they were like saying, you know, so that he wouldn't get sad and die. Literally, like, die of a broken heart kind of thing. So I don't think it was so callous, but yeah, and that comes from like a place of needing someone else in your life to not feel like you know, have no reason to go living, and that, I don't know, that I don't find admirable. I know that some people are like that, but I think that puts too much power in someone else's hands for your well-being, and I think you do have to find meaning in your life that isn't dependent on other people. You can, you know, love your family and love being around other people and have, you know, find that a deeply important thing to you, but I don't think it should be literally your reason for not dying. That's my opinion. But again, I am a socially awkward extrovert. I have the worst the worst deck of cards to be dealt ever. And I don't understand how I ended up that way. Supposedly when I was a kid and I was in, you know, elementary school and stuff, I was extremely quiet and would basically never talk to anybody. And then my dad would come pick me up and the teacher, and I'd, you know, be a chatterbox, and the teachers were like, wow, that's the most words I've ever seen her speak. And then somehow, I always say it was around college maybe, all of a sudden I just turned into this like talk random strangers' ears off, and I don't know why. Probably I would have been more popular if I had stayed quiet. You know, I didn't know you were annoying until you started talking, basically. Oops. There's another spot that messed up. Okay, gotta sew over that. Not the cleanest of sewing lines, but luckily, supposedly, most of this won't show. It'll be on the inside. Sort of like cross-stitching, and like the super professional people will make even the back stitches perfect. But I'm just like, if you're going to frame it and put it on the wall, who fucking cares what the back looks like? It does not matter. I think I'm done. After I do this one line, I think I'm done. But Aiden is asleep, so we can't test it. But I'm sure as soon as he wakes up, he'll invade. So then we can start on links. There we go. Let's see what parts I messed up on. Make it a little like ding, ding, ding every time I find a place I messed up. But whatever. You know what? It's done. Somewhere in a bag, I have a unfinished unicorn costume I was making for Ada when he was a baby. Also, like, the instructions talk about putting on cuffs, but there's nothing in the pattern about cutting out cuffs. And there's nothing... Oh, see, now YouTube says nobody's watching my stream. A Halloween costume, some of them have heat welded seams. Oh, you're talking about the one that I bought? Is my TikTok link on my website? It's not. I have like multiple TikToks because the login is dependent on like your Gmail and stuff, and I keep losing it, so I don't even know what. I made a new one. It's got like 3 on it. I posted to the TikTok on the one that I just made. I posted it on Twitter, so you can just click there. So here we go. This is what I was talking about. Because they didn't add a curve on the spikes, they go to the side like that, which is kind of weird. Maybe I could put like a little stitch there, or keep it kind of folded like that. That actually would work. Sort of. Alright. And like they don't even tell you how to put the spikes on, so I had to figure that out. But yeah, I think it's cute. The hood looks really big and not deep enough. That's annoying. Whatever. I can add some parts to it if I need, and then it zips in the front. The arms are kind of small because I folded it back for the cuffs, because again it said put the cuffs on, but there was nothing about cutting out cuffs. And then the tail. I considered putting a wire in the tail to try to give it some more shape, but I figured it doesn't really need it. It looks huge. But then again, Aiden is huge now, so... okay. Now, I gotta cut out the larger pattern for Link. And this is all out of order. Let me figure this out. My hands are cold because it's cold in here. Burp, derp, derp. Alright. Okay. Here it is. This is the thing that I had to go back and get it printed out like twice more because they printed the wrong one. I ordered one set of the instructions and 2 sets of the pattern, and then they had 2 sets of the instructions and 1 set of the pattern. I went back, and the first person working there was like, "We did it right. You ordered it wrong." And I was like, "No." Why would I want 2 sets of instructions? And then the second guy was just like, "Oh, okay, here, let's take it for you," like super friendly, and I think he wisely decided that it wasn't worth pissing off a customer for a $3 order. Can you insert a card stiffener into the spikes? I'd have to rip it all up to do that. I don't think it's gonna matter that much. Okay. Now I gotta cut out. Ew. Kind of beetle carcass. That's the other fun thing about my shed out here is that I get bugs and stuff, which don't bother me, but are not good for my crafting supplies. There. Not a good angle. There. What's my Twitter? What? You don't follow me on Twitter? It's @ToplessTopics. I also have @SarahGotGame for just the, nerdy stuff, but I predominantly use Topless Topics. I also have @Topless Topics UP for just Topless Topics related stuff. Okay, so let's see. I gotta look at the size one. Okay, so we're gonna do size, I don't know if I want to do size 6 or size 7. Because Link is such a huge kid. I'll probably do size 7 since he's going to wear that other costume this year. So let's see. Size 7. Which color is size 7? There's a page that says what color it is. I have to find the beginning, I guess. Okay, so let's start taping stuff. I think I need to go inside and get tape. Sorry. Again, I don't know why I'm live streaming while I work on this. I'm just an attention whore. Hey, if the shoe fits, ha 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 ha. It's such a talkative. Yeah, I mean, Twitter is bad, and Facebook is the worst. Instagram is pretty damn bad and is owned by Facebook. But that's the eternal question. How do you get people to find your content if you don't suck it up and use the enemy, use the bad websites? Okay. So this is a third copy that I can keep and use someday in the future. I mean, I have the PDF, so I can always just print it off again. But there's like glue or something. Okay. Let's unplug. Unplug the iron for now, because I don't know if I'm going to get to that stage. I'm going to get the glue, and I think I do need to go inside and get. Why are you not shutting? Right. I think I need to go inside and get tape. So, I don't know why it's not going in. All right, I'll be right back. Another Halloween party with shootings and people dead, this time in Chicago. Jeez. And of course you got all the fucking Republicans who are like, oh, what happened to that gun-safe zone? If they could just fucking drive it across state lines. I hate Republicans. All right, you guys can just hang out. I'll be right back. I gotta go inside and get tape. Okay, I'm back. I took the opportunity to change my tampon. I keep saying tampon. My Kotex. It's gonna be a while till I feel like I can wear a tampon again. Tampons are scary, okay? I went to the urgent care, I think last year, because I could not remember taking it out and I couldn't find it, and I was all paranoid it was stuck in there somewhere, and I went to the urgent care and the doctor basically laughed me off and was like, there's nowhere for it to go. Like, you would notice if it was in your cervix, but anyway. You guys don't mind if I talk about periods, right? I mean, we have to hear about your balls all the time. Let's see. Learn not to get into flame wars online a couple years back. Twitter might risk on doing that. I know. I keep waiting to get banned on Twitter again for being insulting to anti-vaxxers. I love when it tells me, like, are you sure you want to post that? And like, fuck yeah. Fuck anti-vaxxers. I know. It's hard not to reply. Well, that's what we were talking about, is if we make an alternative to Twitter and stuff, it has to be, like, stupid proof to use. Okay, so let's see. Let me get the page that shows me how they line up. This one? There it is. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When have you ever mentioned your balls? Not you! Men in general. Gosh. Okay. This is the way I did it before. So, there's this movie about these two women that inherit a nudist colony, and it's on, I think, Amazon Prime now. My dad really wants to watch it, and I'm like, I want to set up some kind of event on Discord where you can, like, stream to just a few people, and I want to make it like an event where we all watch it together. It's on my to-do list, okay? I need to just schedule things. I was trying to schedule some more interviews, but Link has half days all of next week, plus, you know, the plumber stuff is uncertain right now. So I'm, like, hesitant to plan anything. At least, I mean, I should only be approaching people who, you know, follow me and respect what I'm trying to do and everything, so that hopefully they won't get as upset if I have to cancel. It's frustrating because if I do videos with popular people, I'm more likely to get views, but first of all, most of the popular people don't even reply to my messages, and then when they do, I have all this stress of, like, trying to make sure everything works perfectly because I don't want to waste their time, and somehow something always goes wrong whenever I'm trying to do it myself. Okay, so let's see. Get this all lined up. Because if it's slightly off, I'll throw off the entire pattern. Yay! Don't let me forget to include seam allowance when I go to cut it. I forgot to do that when I did the muslin, which, you know, oh, fuck. It slid. Which, you know, luckily it was just the muslin, so I wasn't using up... Sorry, muslin, not muslin. Muslin, which is just cheap fabric, which, you know, you're supposed to do a mock-up to make sure that everything fits before you use the expensive fabric. And I didn't include the seam allowance, and so of course it came out way too small. Let's see. Women's health issues, I regard women as human beings. I know, weird, right? So your issues are interested and as important as my male issues. Aw, that's sweet. But yeah, you know, I want to do community events. I really do. I want to do, like, the community question ID and everything. I'm just so overextended, and I'm really bad about getting an idea, getting all excited, and then trying to launch it, and then it's like, shit, I don't actually have the time to do this. And that's why I keep, you know, dreaming of hiring a social media manager to take care of that stuff for me. Or, better yet, as I keep saying, just not give a shit if people actually watch my content. I laugh to keep from crying. Okay, I'm not going to use up a whole bunch of tape because I could only find one freaking tape thing. The kids are always getting into everything, so office supplies just magically disappears a lot. Which is super fun. I think this printed slightly wrong because it didn't include the line that it's supposed to include up here. So hopefully it's not too different and it won't make that big of a difference. We'll see. Muslin gets its name from muslin, as it was a fine cloth produced in the Middle East initially. Well, that's cool. Learn something new every day. You guys are so informative. I was so jazzed when I came in from our live stream yesterday. I was like, oh, it was so cool. Some of the regulars called in and we were talking about, you know, capitalism and the trade problems going on in the UK and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, I care about that stuff, and it's really nice actually like talking to someone who understands what's going on instead of, you know, dealing with idiots on Twitter. And I mean, it's nice to also talk to people on Twitter that I am aligned with, you know, vax-wise and stuff like that, but it's just different than having an actual conversation. I think it's just, you know, for a very brief time before I had kids and everything, I would sometimes get invited to parties, and they weren't like, yeah, some people would like get drunk and have sex or whatever, but there were also a lot of really good conversations that happened at those parties, and it was almost like the salon kind of thing where you know, you're having intelligent conversations about stuff, not just getting drunk and hanging out, which isn't to say that I wouldn't like to try the experiences of getting drunk and hanging out as well. You know, it can be fun. I don't know. Anyway. I'm just jealous. There's so many, you know, cliche teenage and young adult experiences that I either didn't experience at all, like going to a prom, or experienced very late and felt very awkward in how much older I was than, you know, the stereotypical age for doing stuff like that. And of course I've got all this baggage about feeling like I'm only being invited because they see me as a sexual option. And now that I'm old and married, that's not on the table anymore. Little do they know I'm poly, ha 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 ha. But honestly, like, I probably wouldn't even have had that much fun anyway. It's like the you know, it's getting a lot, obviously it's getting a lot less popular now, but there used to be this whole, like, sororities and fraternity parties, it's like so much fun, blah blah blah, and now it's like, actually sororities and fraternities are terrible. But I just like the houses, that's the thing. I always wanted to live in like a super nice sorority house. That's what I think would be fun. Okay. This is where it gets complicated because there's all these converging pattern points here. And I want to make sure I don't accidentally cut off the important parts. You read, what can you say? Experiences you've had made you who they are. Is that so terrible? I mean, I don't hate myself exactly. There's parts about myself that I really dislike, mainly that I'm so bad at reading people's emotions and that I care so much about being liked, because ironically, the more you care about being liked, the less likely you are to be liked, because people can tell that you're trying to be liked, which turns people off, which I don't understand. Why biologically, I mean, I'm assuming it's biological, why do we have that part of ourselves that repels us away from people who are trying to be liked? Why do we go for people who don't care or who are, like, mean? What is the biological incentive of that? I don't know. Anyway. Let's see, what do I do? All the way to 9. Okay. Look how huge this is. So this is, it's basically 4 pieces. There's front left, front right, back right that connect, so. Being human being. Ha ha ha. You're so wise. I guess you are, you know, proof that sometimes people do get wiser as they get older instead of just turning into idiot Trumpers. Respect your elders! Only if they deserve respect. Wait, what? How did I get... Oh, 6. I was like, how did I get to 9? Oh, right, 6. Freaking numeric. So confusing. And silent letters and just... We should eschew all that stuff. We should just have, like, proposed amendments to the English language and be like, okay, why the fuck are there all these extra silent consonants confusing everybody? Why don't we just get rid of them so that future generations don't have to deal with that? Like, why is there a K in knock? Canuck. What? Anyway. I do very much want to switch to the metric system because Imperial is fucking confusing and not as precise. But because I was raised with Imperial, I still have to use a converter all the time. All my point of references are, you know, miles and feet and such. Like, this shed is 10 by 12 feet. I have no idea how many. What is it? It's like 3 feet to a meter or something like that. I don't know. Why can't we just have everything in tens? Why can't we make things easy? I'm gonna run out of tape. Well, I have a glue stick. It's just, the glue takes a little while to dry and also likes to get everywhere. Ugh. This one's really long. I don't need that one. Isn't it amazing how much I can talk without even saying anything? It's like my secret talent. I can just not shut up at all. Oh, okay. I also found that it's a lot easier to do it this way, tape all the pieces together, rather than try to cut the pieces out and then tape them together. The things you learn as you work on a project. There's also a lot more room to work in here, even though there is stuff. Trying to do it in the living room, especially with the kids climbing on top of me as I'm doing it, is not easy. Yeah, I'm glad that I went and got the other costume and didn't decide to like freak the fuck out and not finish Link's. I finished Aiden's. I didn't totally, you know, slack off. And also I didn't have a working sewing machine for like 3 days, and at least not working for this project. And I am adhering to my new determination to make at least one new outfit per month because I made Aiden's. So there you go. I was daydreaming about VidCon next year if it does happen, which, you know, I'm not holding my breath because fucking anti-vaxxers. Hopefully there'll be, I mean, I don't know what mandates there are in California right now. I think it's Los Angeles, or, well, I know San Francisco has like a mandate for costume, or what the heck, restaurants and stuff like that. I kind of expect California to have something like that soon. Again, I'm not saying that I think that everyone should be like held down and given a vaccine. I'm saying that you should have to have a vaccine if you're going to do stuff like go to Disneyland or go to a convention or something where you're going to be in huge crowds with all its idiosyncrasy. Otherwise you end up with Orwellian newspeak. I think you're being a bit hyperbolic there. That's why I said a committee, not like have, you know, one society of rich people be like, this is how we speak now. Okay, so we also need 5, 4, 3. Or sorry, 12, 13, 14. So let me get 12, 13, 14. 12, 13, 14. I tried to invite some people from the bar over for today. I mean, it was kind of short notice, but one of them, I'm confused because she's a realtor, and she said she picked up a nursing shift, and I'm like, wait, what? You're a nurse? So I don't know what that's about, but I didn't ask. And then her husband, who owns the bar, she said is getting his booster, which I don't know how he's getting his, maybe it's like people that work in restaurants or something because they're around a lot of people, I don't know. But anyway, he's getting his booster, so he's probably going to be in bed all day. And it was like, oh yeah, some people react really badly to the booster, I forgot. I am very fortunate. I had no problems with either one at all, but at the same time, that makes me wonder if possibly I got a dud. It's a little disturbing. I would have liked to have been at least a little bit sick, because then it's like, okay, I did actually get something that my immune system is reacting to. But hopefully, I mean, I had it in February. I think I might have already had Delta also, because there were definitely a couple weeks there when Delta first started spreading that my headache got super bad, and I just felt generally bleh. But then again, that could also be long COVID coming back. Like, is it a fresh infection or is it long COVID? Who knows? There's still so much data to be determined on the long-term effects of COVID. But luckily, we're going to have plenty of people to study because we have so many people resisting the vaccine. So, you know. The vaccine. God, I can't wait till I don't have to hear the word vaccine every day. Costume mandate for Halloween. Your body wouldn't have to work as hard on the antibodies. I mean, yeah, but I don't know. It just makes me a little nervous that I didn't have any kind of, you know, reaction, because I'm sure duds happen. And that's the other thing too, is like, I don't know, you know, a lot of the people that are getting breakthrough infections, maybe they did get a dud. Maybe they got a person who didn't really know how to properly give the vaccine, or maybe they used an expired one or something. Okay, so we did 12. Now we need this top part of 13. And then I'm going to glue all this and let it dry while I go on to the next part. And then after it's all glued together, then I can actually cut it out. Stream freeze, it came back. Okay. It's okay. If the stream dies, then I would have to actually concentrate on what I'm doing, and that would be terrible! Actually focus on getting something done? What is this? The sad thing is I actually really want to play more Resident Evil, but I've been more focused on the costume and everything. And, timing. Is it lame to do Halloween-themed stuff after Halloween has already passed? Because I feel like, oh, I want to keep playing horror games and stuff for Halloween. But it's like, you know, it's like having a birthday after your birthday already passed. It's just not as fun. Yes? You gotta turn it! Oh my god. I thought you were late because you're having trouble. I'm fine. I'm just talking to people. I'm live streaming while I work, and it's just my same people as yesterday, actually. You're gonna have to go into lurk mode, or your hands started cramping up. Aw. That sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah, one of the guys that I was talking to yesterday, he's back here. He's in the UK, and we were talking about like trade embargo. I keep saying trade embargoes, the trade problems and stuff. And he does stand-up performances, and he does like multiple ones a week. Like and he's in the 60s, and it's a testament to, you know, living your life and not letting your quote-unquote letting your age define you.
Well, Matthew's lying down with some boys.
Okay. And, did Link decide to take a nap?
I didn't hear any yelling or something. But I'll say, I'll find out now. I'm going in the house. I just wanted to see how you're going. It's very windy. I went for a walk.
Yeah, I know. I hear the, yep, like that. The trees brushing against the ceiling.
Can I get you?
It's warming up a little bit. Maybe if you want to heat the water up, I'll come in later and make some apple cider.
Okay. I can bring you the apple cider.
If you want. Thank you.
I'll have to check my schedule and see if I have free time. You want hot chocolate or apple cider?
Apple cider, please.
Okay.
It's funny how my dad is like, can I get you anything? And then Matthew, I'm like begging to bring me food, and he's like, food. So the neighbor is blasting music again. Don't know if you can hear the boom, 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 boom. They were doing it last night too. That's why I want to whore myself out and get rich, so I can buy a fucking mansion that doesn't have any neighbors nearby. Because people suck. Only time I want to hear big booming music is if I'm the one booming the music. Death to neighbors who boom music, especially late at night. Oh, the fucking music is annoying me. All I hear is the bass. All I hear is the boom, 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 boom. It fucking pisses me off. Anyway, at least in the shed, it's a little less noticeable. Not shed, in the study. Our room gets the worst of it because the two walls of our room are out this way, and then it's either that neighbor or that neighbor that fucking blast their music all the time. Usually they do it in the summer. I'm kind of confused why they're doing it now. Oh, so I voted today, finally. The ballots are due on November 2nd, so I'm going to drop it off in a box tomorrow. But one of the initiatives was currently everybody in the city votes for stuff that affects all of us, including stuff in unincorporated part of the city. And the ballot measure was to make it so only people in the unincorporated sections vote for what happens for the unincorporated thing. But here's the thing. The unincorporated parts of the city are right next to the incorporated parts. And guess what? A fucking hillbilly in unincorporated parts sets a forest fire with unregulated fireworks, or, has a massive COVID outbreak because they refuse vaccine mandates or whatever. Everyone gets affected by it. So I definitely voted reject on that. I want, all our votes affect each other. And then the other one I was ranting about on Twitter, the ballot description on the page says that the money goes towards juvenile detention facilities, which I wrote no because we already have a frickin' prison complex. But then I was reading about it in the Columbian, which is, the main newspaper for the area, and they said that actually it funds body cams, because right now the police are claiming that there's not enough money for body cams, which is like maybe sell a tank or two, but it's nowhere in the written description of the proposal as it is on the ballot. You have to go read between the lines in the actual voter's guide, and I'm just like, what the fuck? How is that legal? Anyway, it's an interesting subliminal rumble like what they have in horror movies. I am still playing Pretzel Rocks, but there's no bass coming from Pretzel Rocks. It's just the boom, 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 boom. The boom, boom, boom is the fucking neighbors. Fuck you! Stop blasting your fucking music! Anyway. Anger issues. Okay. So this one's taped. Now I'm gonna slather on some glue. Sit this way. That one I already glued. A little bit up here. Matthew's so weird about makeup. I've complained about it before, but like if I put on makeup, he's like, "Oh, you look better without it." It's like, bitch, I didn't ask you. I didn't put it on for you. Here. Yeah. Honestly, though, he's mostly a good feminist. I mean, he doesn't like scream, "I'm a feminist," which honestly is a little off-putting when someone does scream that they're a feminist, especially if it's a guy, because it's like, are you, or are you just trying to score points? Every term has become so loaded because, every label, because you got people just saying, like the person on Twitter today, I was like, I'm not a GOP voter, but Biden's gonna, take Social Security away from people who don't get vaccinated. It's like, stop repeating fucking nonsense GOP claims if you're not a GOP voter. Why? Why are you doing that? People are dumb. I want to say more about it, but I'm trying not to talk about politics because I always talk about politics and it's fucking exhausting. I want to talk about happy stuff, but I don't know what to talk about that isn't politics. I want to talk about video games. It's kind of hard to talk without somebody to talk with. I keep saying I want someone to co-stream with, but then again, I mean like play video games with co-stream kind of thing. I was watching this video. It was some live streamer, I don't even know who it was, but he was playing a game that apparently is out now where you play as a sugar glider, and I think it was called Away, and it kind of reminded me of the monkey one, or the gorilla one, the Ancestors game. It looked fun. It looked open world, which is nice. So I wouldn't mind getting it and trying it. And like the guy said in the video, like, there's just not enough opportunities to play as animals. And that's the thing about games that really bothers me, is not only, like, you know, women and people of color, and God forbid, you know, a disabled person or something. We're always stuck as white able-bodied, cis, straight men. Not always, I'm being hyperbolic, but why don't we get to play, you know, as dinosaurs, as sugar gliders, as, you know, prehistoric humans? Like, that's what video games should be. Is it's your opportunity to be something totally different than what you are in real life. Why is the main core of gaming all about, you know, macho male fantasy, whatever? I don't know, it's just weird to me. Either consumes you, you don't play, so you don't play. That's how Matthew is, except he said he didn't play games when I started dating him, but he was obsessed with cell phone games, so I definitely still consider it. I prefer makeup to no makeup the same way. I prefer jeans and t-shirt to a formal gown. Both have their place, but I prefer jeans and t-shirt. I mean, as you can tell, I'm totally obsessed with wearing makeup. Evolution. Are you talking about playing as Evolution? Evolution games? There's a couple of them. I'm still disappointed that Spore turned out, you know, not that great. And Spore and Creatures are like the two games that I frequently think how amazing they could be with modern programming. And I don't know. If I were to become a millionaire YouTuber, maybe I could put some of that money into reviving my favorite game series. Or, you know, acting on some of the other ideas I have, like games that teach languages, real languages and stuff like that. Obviously, I mean, like, hire people that know what they're doing, not try to do it myself. Man, there's that one that I wanted to play, except that it's apparently problematic. The one where you, like, play colonials or something like that, and it's like a made-up version of America. And you don't fight Native Americans, you fight, like, plague zombies or something. But the leftists, I'm trying to think of a good term, complained that it's racist because, thank you, I was telling them there's this game that looked interesting, but people were saying it's racist. It's, you play as colonials, basically in a made-up version of America, and you fight against these, like, zombie whatever, but far leftists are claiming that it's racist because they say that Native Americans were seen as disease-ridden savages. So fighting against zombies is an allusion to fighting against Native Americans. To me, that's a bit ridiculous, but I am a cis white person, so.
Folks are both.
Yeah.
If you need anything, call me.
Thank you. Of course, now I have to shuffle things around even more to have room for this. I want more sheds. More sheds for more storage. I'm tired. Maybe I'll just be quiet and work for a little bit. It'll be like those streams where you just watch the person drawing. Except you can't really see anything from up there, but I'm gonna get some more cameras out here. Do a top-down view so you can see as I, like, draw or something like that. That'd be fun. What I could do, I could install some L brackets and just have a hole that the stand thing for that thing fits into, and then I would have more versatility for armatures. I bought this little one that I was all hopeful for because it's tiny, but it's very strong in the middle. It has, like, locking teeth, but the two ends are friction locks and they don't work worth shit. And it's like, why did you make the center lock super secure, but then the outside ones are friction locks that don't work worth shit? Why not make them all the teeth ones? What's that called with the primates? No, that's called ancestors. I mean, there might be another one called evolution. Now, if you play Native Americans fighting invading disease-ridden European zombies, you might have something. That would be cool. Except that there's the other game, Our Land, that is a Native American one, and that one's being called racist as well because it's like stereotypes of scalp hunting. I don't even know. Every time they try to have a game that has anything like historical or people of color or whatever, someone somewhere says that it was done wrong and it's racist. And there are games definitely that do it wrong, and I mean there's harmful stereotypes out there, but like there's so many disparate opinions of what's racist or not. I don't know how you're ever going to come out with the perfect game that everyone loves and it says is, you know, not offensive to anybody. Like, I don't think that's possible. I think you're going to have some stumbling blocks. You're going to have some games that are imperfect, have them come out, have people give their feedback, and then have future games, you know, have that feedback and try not to do that. But expecting a game to be perfect, especially when people are reviewing a game that's not even out yet based on like one part of a trailer that they're inferring all this stuff from, I don't know. But then of course you got people that are blatantly racist making it sound like every conversation is that. I don't know. Heavy subjects, heavy subjects. That's why I want to have co-streamers too. I want to have people that, you know, have even more different experiences with gaming than I've had. Like I told you guys about that girl I talked to in the store that said her mom is a streamer and her mom is in her 50s, and I'm like, that's awesome. I would love to interview, you know, someone who plays games online and is in such a different demographic than the stereotypical young white male. And there was that other guy. Really, those two accounts that I linked to, Tiffany Ferg and the Cavernacle or whatever, they were really great finds because, like, the Cavernacle was mentioning in a couple of different videos the prevalence of anti-feminism and racism and stuff among gamer streamers and, you know, influential gamer creators. And I was like, yes, thank you for pointing that out. I am so fucking sick of that shit. And, you know, certain comments are starting to be treated as beyond the pale, but there's still so many just like gay jokes and, you know, oh, that bad guy RAPE'd me and blah blah blah. RAPE, yeah, sorry, felt like I spelled it wrong for a second. And it's just like it's everywhere, and I don't know. Depends on which groups you identify with, and that's the thing. And it's like going back to the whole Gamergate thing or whatever, and, you know, clearly, whatever your opinion, it is not right to send you death threats. Even Republicans and stuff that I absolutely detest, I'm not saying, like, I'm gonna kill them. It's, if they died, I wouldn't be sad. But, you know, but especially wishing that upon someone for something that literally is just a difference of opinion, like video games are sexist. Like, yes, video games are sexist, but whether they are or not is not gonna affect my real life. It's not like passing anti-gay legislation and stuff like that that really does affect me. So, like, wishing death on someone for something like that is insane. But from what I remember, Anna Sarkeesian doesn't actually play video games, which does annoy me. I feel like to effectively pass judgment on video games, you kind of do have to play them. Not that you have to be an expert and you have to have like 1,000 hours into every game that you mention, but it's like reviewing movies without ever having watched a movie. It's just weird to me. And from what I remember, some of her videos, they definitely do kind of find evidence that I don't really think is there. I don't know. It's so dumb. The whole thing is so dumb. You can't have a discussion about sexism in video games without, like, you know, all the dude bros being like screaming like, there's no such thing as sexism. It's like, sit the fuck down. Um, it's a good thing nobody but you guys watches my streams, because I would be destroyed. 17 and 18. Streaming is hard. You will say the most random shit that will come off sounding completely horrible, and you're like, I didn't mean it that way. I was trying to get at this concept, but it sounded like this, and now, of course, no one's going to believe my attempt at explaining, because it just sounds like I'm being defensive and trying to backpedal. Yeah. If only I could just be okay with being a hateful person. You know, like the superstar YouTubers that are literally millionaires based on screaming about conspiracy theories and stuff on YouTube. Then I could just not care. Not care who I offend. But gosh darn it, I actually don't want to make people hate me. I mean, unless they're anti-vaxxer, you know, Trumpers, then I don't give a shit if they hate me. But I'd rather them hate me than agree with me. That's the thing. Like, whenever I say some random thing and I get a retweet from a Trumper, I'm just like, oh God. And that happens with nudism mostly. I'll you know, post something pro non-sexual nudity, and a Trumper nudist will retweet it, and it's like, block! Fuck you! Anyway. In their world, there isn't sexism. They aren't affected at all. Exactly. You know? And I feel like that's kind of a tenet of leftism, is trying to recognize that there are worldviews beyond your own, and just because it doesn't affect you doesn't mean it's not a problem. Whereas Republicanism is like rooted in caring about me and mine first. And, you know, and of course then there's the malicious level of it, which it really has exploded, where it's not even, who cares if it's harmful to me as long as it hurts the libs, you know? Talking about politics again! Oh, I know, it's fine. I appreciate it. Don't make your hands hurt just typing. I'm just a rambling. Why do you guys watch me? I'm so weird and random and loud and annoying. I don't get it. I'm not even saying that in a like, oh, say nice things way to me. I'm just like, I wouldn't watch me. I'd be like, who is this lady? She's annoying. But then again, I don't watch other streamers anyway, so that would be an interesting experiment. Take someone's memory of themselves away and see how they react to themselves. Now I want to make like a fantasy movie about that. Hi! You came in just as I was screaming. Welcome to the party. I am currently taping together the pattern that I got online so I can make my 5-year-old's dragon costume that I have given up on getting finished in time for this Halloween, so I'm making it size 7 because he's 5. So he can wear it next year. Of course, if I stick with my project of making an outfit every month, maybe by next year I'll be like, oh, it looks like crap. No. I'm following the instructions as best as I can, except for the parts where the instructions don't tell me what to do, and then I'm just like trying to figure it out myself. That part's not fun. Okay. That's sealed. That's sealed. Hopefully. Let's get this last little part. Get up there. Eee. We watch because it's a crazy world. You just say what you're thinking. Aww. So you watch because you agree with me. Well, that's a good reason. That's a lot better than hate watching. I know if I were streaming on Topless Topics instead of Sarah Got Game, I'd get more views, but I'm trying to make more content for Sarah Got Game, and also, like, sewing is sort of nerdy, I guess? I don't know. But I talk about so much political stuff in my live streams, it really would be better on Topless Topics. But I also kind of, you know, I'm just waiting for Topless Topics to get completely banned, and I don't want to lose all the stuff that I did. I can download, like, I have the files for pretty much all my old live streams, but they're so long and most of it's boring. Happy Halloween from CG House. That's the magic card place that I literally just signed up for the coupon so that I could buy that Gloom of Thrones. That's what it was called, the parody of Game of Thrones. I did not play a paperclip game yet. I haven't really been on the computer except to live stream, and I haven't been like on the computer. I've just been running the XSplit while I do this. Ugh. Hi everyone that doesn't know. Oh, hi Gutzerker. Oh, it's the same 3 as yesterday. You guys are my core buddies. Okay, so let's see. We did the top piece. We did the sleeve. Now I need 10, 11, 12, blah blah blah. So 10, 11, 12, and 13 are over here. 12, 13. 14. Alright. Let's do it this way. We're going to do the left side on everything so that it matches up when I fold it over to glue it. I kind of want more exciting music, but then it's going to be harder to understand me. But then again, maybe that's for the better. Let's see. How about hype bangers? That's EDM that gets your blood pumping. Yeah, we'll try it. So many video ideas, so little babysitting. Remember that? Did you guys see that video? It's like old. I can't remember. It was some 70s, catchy 70s or 80s song, and it was like people like dancing like that and like stepping all weird, and then they like start following each other. God, I wish I could remember the name of the song so I could find it. It was a sort of old viral video. I love weird old viral videos. I miss those. I know there's still some, but I just don't like new YouTube. I miss it when it was run by and for weirdos, and I almost just spilled hot cider on myself because the tape decided to adhere to my very hot mug. Cool. I want more of these. I bought the Little Mermaid, and then I bought this one 2 years in a row at VidCon Disney Day, and then VidCon didn't happen for 2 years, and I heard that they don't produce those anymore. Actually, this is the second one. Apparently my first one broke, and Matthew went online and bought a replacement, and I didn't even know it for like a really long time. That was really sweet. He doesn't generally do like thoughtful stuff like that. Not like he deliberately doesn't do it, it just like doesn't occur to him, which I get, you know. It's hard. You have to like make an effort to think of stuff like that sometimes. It doesn't come naturally. Anyway, but they had all these other ones, like they had Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella and stuff, and it's not, I don't give a shit about Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella, it's just the art style. I like drawing princesses and pretty stuff too. I like drawing dragons. I don't like drawing like military stuff just because it feels awkward and is hard for me. I like robots, but I don't like drawing them because they're a lot more exacting lines, and it's hard for me. I like stuff that's like flowy, like animals and hair and stuff like that. I'm not saying I'm good at it, but anyway. So, sounds like the neighbor turned down the music. You're right. I still hear it a little bit, but it's not as bad. It's probably just a different kind of song. You have to replacing the watering machine water pump. Wow, you're multi-talented. You're ready for the zombie apocalypse. Waiting at the car dealer to charge your car. You have an electric car? That's cool. On the interwebs. Well, you guys know my story. I've been doing it since the beginning, and I ain't going nowhere. By which I mean I'm never getting popular. But also that I'm addicted to YouTube and making videos, no matter how... I'm such a beaten wife. It doesn't matter how many times I get punched in the mouth by YouTube and such. I just keep coming back for more. And that was a terrible analogy that I just belittled. Beaten wives. No. I think, you know, dark humor. I like dark humor. I don't know. Where is the line? Where is the line between using references as a vehicle for comedy versus downsizing the importance of that terrible thing? I don't know. I'm not a good source to conjecture on that. Nissan Leaf? That is an adorable name. Oh, you should talk to NASA. He's been looking for a job, and he's been having a hard time, and he said that he does have DoorDash lined up that he's going to try. And I was like, well, Gut says that he has pretty good luck with that, so maybe you can talk to him, if not for advice, to like commiserate. I don't know. At least you can like listen to podcasts while you deliver, I would think. I wouldn't love it as a job. I'd much rather, work on a computer, but I mean, compared to like working retail, I think I would prefer it. Although you guys don't have enough like protections and, money for your card usage and stuff, as far as I know. I've never heard of a Nissan Leaf. That sounds adorable. Before COVID and everything, and we got to cancel our trip or whatever, I wanted to get a second car that has more room for everybody. And because we already had Toyotas, I was like, well, let's just get it at a Toyota so it's easier. But I hated all the bigger Toyota cars. And then, of course, we found out the whole Toyota voted or donated to insurrectionists thing. And now it's like, well, now I have extra reason to say fuck you, Toyota. I don't know anything about cars, though. That's the thing. And I'm always distrustful of everything that that dealers or whatever say, because, of course, they're paid to sell things. So they're going to be like, this is the best car ever. Give me money. I wish that I had a good friend who was really good at fashion and makeup to like give me advice in that regard. Mostly on what to buy and where to buy it. Not that I have money, but I wish I had someone who was good at cars. I wish I had a friend who was good at technology, especially one who could replace my goddamn W key on my laptop. Because I've looked up and contacted multiple computer places, and all but one just totally ignored my inquiry, and the one said like, oh, it'd be better to replace the whole keyboard. And so I was like, okay, could I have a quote on how much that would cost? And then they never replied. And then I sent another one like I think a week later, saying like, hey, do you have a quote for that? And they never replied. And it's like, why do you not want my money? Toyota's been bad in the advancement of EVs. They don't have one yet. Yeah, that was another thing I was reading about. Look at how multi-talented you are. Like, Gut does his own auto work. Zan is replacing his machine pump. I'm all here like, well, I can draw. Like, I have some use maybe. I like playing with power tools. I just don't really know what I'm doing. As with everything, I'm so split between so many different interests that I'm not really good at any one thing. And like I want to get into Blender and stuff like that, but who has the time? She says as she wastes her life trying to be famous on the internet that hates her. I'm not trying to be famous, okay? If I was, I would not ban porn bots. I would just be like, thanks for the views, boys. I'm so defensive. I suck at art. I don't think I'm good at art either. I don't think I'm good at anything. But at least I enjoy it. Right? That's the important part. Okay, good. I was watching what was I watching? Oh, I was watching Sex Education, and these two older ladies go to a nightclub together, and they're like having the best time of their life, and they're new friends, so it's like they're not already like bosom buddies or whatever. And I was just like, oh, I want to do that. I want to have a new friend and go to a club, or even just go to a club by myself, although preferably with a new friend. I did a little bit of that. Not with a friend, because I don't have any friends, but I went to clubs by myself, and I don't know. I had fun times. I had a lot of like feeling awkward times. I just try to reassure myself that I'm never going to see these people again, and even if I did, they wouldn't remember me, so who fucking cares if I'm awkward or whatever. Let's be friends. We are friends, we just don't live like, down the street from each other. We have to like foreplan doing stuff together. Plus I feel bad even if I like invite you out somewhere, you're so far away. Like, I complain about driving across the river from going downtown for a night. What I want to do is get a hotel room down in Portland proper, or like a motel or something, so I can, you know, go to the club or whatever and not just be like, oh, I have to go super far home after this. One time when my sister-in-law was visiting, we Ubered home, and it was like $50 or something like that. It was just like, it's really hard to countenance spending $50 when I could just not drink and drive myself. 2 hours drive isn't too bad for you. See, I don't know. To me, that's a long drive. Well, we could, yeah, I mean, once we finish with the study and stuff, you could just come down and sleep on the, oh wait, that's right, you moved the futon down. Well, you could sleep on the couch if you don't mind the smell of dog. He always jumps on the damn couch at night. Wow, and the beach is far. We drove over there one time when we first moved here, and I was like, it's farther than I thought. Complain, complain. Do that head bob from the meme. What is love? Why does it have to be mocking to like music like that? Why is everything gatekeeped? Why can't I just enjoy what I want to enjoy without someone telling me that I'm a loser for enjoying that thing? It ain't hurting you. Yeah. I admit I do want to see you one time not in my house, just because, you know, I'm trying to be a little bit careful about psychos. Not that meeting someone in real life one time shows that they're not a psycho, but I am too trusting. I have been very lucky that I haven't experienced more violence in my life than I have, because I have definitely been in situations where it could have gone very badly. So I'm lucky. Which isn't to say I haven't been sexually harassed. I've been sexually harassed plenty, just mostly by bosses or a couple of times by friends. But yeah, I mean, at clubs I've had like random guys grab my butt and my boob and stuff a couple times. And I remember one time I went to Rich's, which is this male gay bar in Hillcrest in San Diego, and I went there to get away from creepy guys, but the creepy guys figured out that women were going to gay bars to get away from them, so of course they started going to gay bars too. And there was this guy, and he was like Armenian or something like that, I don't know, and I just remember he would not leave me the fuck alone, and he literally like backed me into a wall in the middle of the club. Like he was like pressing his fucking erection through his pants against me. It was like, come on, let's dance. And I was such a fucking, like, you know, not wanting to displease someone that I like didn't tell him to fuck off. I should have. Then again, he might have followed me to my car and killed me, so, you know. Oh, I forgot. Sexism doesn't exist, and it's all a contrivance from attention whores for views, according to a lot of very influential popular male creators, and some internalized misogynists, females like Shoe on Head, aka Boxy, who came out, who returned, still as 4chan's queen, but appropriately anti-feminist, and yeah. Anyway, started driving now. You could probably meet you somewhere in Portland sometime Wednesday or Thursday. Wait, what? I thought you said you were only like 2 hours away. I should carry jalapeno peppers with me. Yeah, stick one up the old butthole. Oh, Zan. I thought Gut said that for some reason. Yeah. Well, I still like my idea of, you know, a bunch of trusted non-sexual nudity supporter, you know, people that I talk to regularly, and I like renting an Airbnb for a week and just hanging out. I don't know how I would make it happen, and I don't know any other female nudists that I trust, so I'd be the only woman, and it's just like, it could be very bad. A bag of blended peppers. Yep. I have a little tiny thing of well, I don't think it's pepper spray. It's mace. Whichever one is the less harsh one, because it's the other one is illegal. I don't know. But I've never used it. I don't even know if it works. Hopefully, just holding it up threateningly would be good. You guys should watch the sex education show. It's really good. It bugs me that like something really shocking will happen in one episode and like everyone films it and then nothing happens later on because of that. But yeah, like one of the characters, she's like fine having sex up until this point, but then she gets sexually harassed, and it's a minor sexual harassment, like a guy just comes on her leg in public transit. But at first she like laughs it off, but then you realize it actually really traumatized her, and I think it's really well done, kind of representing how it haunts you, how it shifts your perception into, and she makes a good point where it's like the guy that did it didn't look like a creeper, he just looked like any other guy, and so what made her so scared is that you can't like look at someone and know if they're going to be a creep or not. Yeah, pepper spray. Okay. Expect a public place for the first time and feel weird going to a person's place for the first time. Thank you. That's good. And of course, it's always awkward, like when someone else's house is a better place to hang out, but I don't want to be like, hey, let's go to your house. There's this girl on Instagram in Portland who's a professional photographer, and she has these like super nice photos that she does of her kids and everything, and her house looks really nice. And we've sort of talked in DMs about hanging out, but we haven't made it happen yet. And I'm like awkwardly inviting her to my place, which looks like shit compared to her place, and smells of dog, and is like over an hour drive from downtown Portland, and it feels really awkward. But I don't want to be like, let's go to your house. I don't know. I should have put together a play date, but now everything's rainy, so it's kind of hard to set up a park meet. It's not rainy right now. It's actually sunny, which is really nice, but it's still pretty cold. Okay, back to work. I really want to go to a club. Probably as soon as I got to the club, I'd be like, this is boring, why am I here? But at this moment, I want to go to a club. I do like dancing. I know, dancing nowadays is just like wild gyration of your hips, but I still think it's fun. I think it's fun to just like get into the music. And again, if I were to get a hotel room in downtown Portland, and dare I say even have a friend to go with me, I think it'd be really fun. Another reason I've struggled to make friends since I came here is there are so many fucking users everywhere. And I've just had so many situations where, I met someone at like Vault 31 and got along really well. And then I exchanged numbers and actually made a hangout happen. And then all of a sudden, I'm paying for everything. And it's like, or I'm designated driver. And it's just like, why can't I find someone who I like hanging out with, who seems to like hanging out with me, and I don't have to do fucking favors for to get them to hang out with me? Why is that so fucking hard? Anyway. So much anger. I need to chill. I need to calm my tits. Alright. I had to cut the tab out of the second copy because it totally vanished from the first copy that I did. And I mean, it's just a little whatever, so it's not a big deal, but we're like a third, maybe half done with this step. And then I gotta iron the fabric. I cleared it with Matthew yesterday. I was like, so my plan, unless you object to it now, is live stream while we work on pumpkins with the kids, and then go to my shed and work on the costume, and then basically Sunday is going to be devoted to working on costumes. And he was like, that's fine. So if he gets annoyed, then it's on him. Plus I'm going to go in at 5 anyway, because I want to be ready there to help the kids get ready. I'm gonna do face paint for them, which means I gotta look up some tutorials too. Meeting for the first time in a hotel. I'm not saying do that for the first time. I'm saying that's what I'd like to do eventually. Last time I went to a club, it turns out she works at a hotel in downtown, so she can get me a discounted room. Share the room just a discount. No, that's cool. What hotel? I want to Google it. Sorry, web search it. Again, that's really awkward. Because I'm desperate for attention? What? What was that? What was that part attached to? I'm assuming you're being sarcastic, but... hands are slightly better. Heat treatment, gripping a coffee mug counts. And flexing helps a lot. Want to echo what Philip said earlier about why we listen to you live streaming. Aww. That's sweet. I mean, I honestly feel like you guys are my friends. Like, I know we've never met face to face, and I'm sure it would be awkward at least the first couple of times, but we have a lot of conversations, and I do count, you know, me talking and you typing, I still count that as a conversation because I'm like, you know, I'm talking about what you're typing. I don't know why my stuff would be entertaining. I feel like it's just random me. It's either me being really boring playing a video game, or it's me being really annoying yelling about politics and topless inequality. But hey, if you enjoy it, then I'm happy to entertain. I mean, yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know, do you like clubs? Again, I haven't been to one in a really long time, so maybe I would hate it, but I feel like it would be fun, especially with a friend. And maybe your friend that works at the hotel would want to go too. That would be fun. Okay, 16, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. So 20 through 25. Again, so glad I decided not to freak out about getting this done today. That'd be a lot less chill. As you can tell, I'm totally chill. Totes the chillest of the villest of the illest. Why can't I meet people who I don't have to do stuff to get them to hang out with me because you're desperate for attention? I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. I mean, are you saying there's no such thing as people out there that might actually just enjoy being around me? I assume that's not what you're saying. You don't seem like you would be that mean out of nowhere. I mean, it's probably true, but... Ooh, blood. I'll tell you guys, it never ceases to be a weird feeling of just sitting there and then just feeling blood be like, bleh! Thank goodness for Kotex. Here, let me tape it before I do. Are arranging a meet in Vegas for folks who only know about each other from a chat room to have to get together. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is if it's like a big thing with lots of people helping organize it, sure. And I'm sure some of the people that would go would have people there that they already know to like help look out for them. It's more hanging out with someone for the first time in a, you know, kind of intimate thing where you're like at a club together or something like that. That's nerve-wracking. I mean, I've done it before. Like I said, I've been in situations where I very easily could have been raped, and luckily I wasn't, so I'm fortunate. I didn't do it because I, like... There were periods in my life where I wouldn't have cared as much if it happened. At least I don't think I would have. But it's not like I did it hoping that something bad would happen. It's just, you know, not having friends but wanting to do things in public. You kind of have to deal with the hand you've been dealt, and sometimes that means going in public with strangers and just hoping you don't have something bad happen to you. Ugh. So much evil in the world, and while our country is less dangerous than others, it is no paradise by far. Good news is my headache is not too bad right now. It actually hurts more on this side than this side, which is weird, but... never put yourself at risk. There's a lot of evil scumbags out there, yep. And I feel like people... You know, if you are stuck in this, like, well, not all men, not me, I'm not a rapist, as, like, your response to someone saying, you know, it's nothing personal, I just don't want to meet a stranger alone, you know, first time I met them, that is a huge fucking red flag, because, again, to reference my good men fallacy video, if you tell yourself, like, as long as I'm not holding her down behind a dumpster, then I'm not, you know, I'm not a sexual abuser or sexual harasser, you're giving yourself permission to do some pretty terrible things. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of guys that think, you know, groping a woman in a short dress is not sexual harassment because she wants the attention. That's why she wore a short dress. So, yeah. Feel out of place at clubs, but I'm working on going outside my comfort zone, even though I always feel weird. People say they like spending time with me, maybe because I'm not high energy. I mean, it doesn't have to be a club necessarily. It could be, you know, a comedy show, or if we can find an adult improv class, because other ones are boring. The Funhouse Lounge was having some good stuff a couple years ago, but I haven't been there since then, so I don't know if they still have the kind of same stuff up there. There were various, like, adult sex positive performers, like comedians and stuff, that I was starting to sort of get to know before COVID. And I could contact them and ask what, like, shows they have going on. It's just kind of exhausting because I've tried to be friends with all of them and tried to arrange hangouts and it never happened. Hi, Spider. Come over here, please. It's over here. Over here. There you go, buddy. He's so cute. He's a little tiny spider. Anyway. It's 52 Fahrenheit, lashing down with rain. Goodness. Is that not normal for this kind of time? Close Field is saying it, just different themes. Well, I like EDM. I like gay bars. I mean, it depends on the club, but I just generally feel like a lot of non-gay bar club type places are very sort of predatory. Like, it's very like cliquey mean girls and creepy hordes of dude bro guys. Like, there's not really much room in between. I really like Vault 31 though, the gamer bar down the street. You have to, if you do come visit, we definitely have to hang out there, because it's nice and fun, and, you know, it'd be nice to show you off a little bit. It's very low key. I mean, even that they're most crowded, it's still pretty low key, but I don't like dive bars. I think dive bars are incredibly boring. I don't get the appeal at all. I like karaoke a lot, but mainly in places that have like show tunes or just some of the classic songs, because I don't like country. I don't really care about hip hop and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I like going out for the most part. There always seems to be at least one moment though where I just feel like, why am I here? I feel uncomfortable or whatever. Gotta just try not to. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like anytime I went out and like had a perfect time. Because even at conventions that I really like VidCon, there were plenty of moments where I was just like sitting there jealous that I didn't have friends to hang out with and I couldn't like schmooze with popular people, and it was just like, why am I here? But, you know, again, just give up on trying to talk to famous people and just try to make friends with strangers, even though, you know, they're all teenage girls and I'm old, but I know Zan's like, why do you want to go to VidCon? Like, because it's fun for me. It's like a gaming convention, but for YouTube and for content creator, and I actually really enjoy stuff like that. Even though, you know, I'm in this weird niche where I'm treated neither as the customer or the, you know, content provider. I'm in this like no man's land, but whatever. Make yourself or find, you know, make an opportunity for yourself to have fun. You're not a person that has a heart attack from spiders. Oh no, I like spiders. Matthew does not like them, but he can handle it. His mom will freak out over a picture of a spider. She like slapped me one time because it was like a picture of a spider. This is when I first started dating Matthew, and like I knew she didn't like spiders, but I didn't think she was that bad. And it was like a picture of a tarantula or something. I was like, oh, this is cool. And she went, ah, and slapped me. And it was like, holy shit, that's an overreaction. It's a fucking picture of a spider. Anyway, I can be a camera holder. Aw, that'd be sweet of you. I mean, yeah, that'd be fun. But that's the thing is, like, would you actually enjoy it? Because I feel bad asking someone to do stuff like that for me. I mean, I could, you know, use some of my mom's remaining IRA to hire you. I have no idea what it would cost, but, or if nothing else, you know, like I'd pay for your hotel room and your ticket and everything. I don't know. I've never really had anyone help me with any part of my content creation, whether it's, you know, holding a camera or editing or promoting or whatever. So part of me is like about letting someone else help, but at the same time, that's the only way I can take any of my stress away. So let's see, I can go to clubs, but I can't hear anything anyone says, so I'm reduced to nodding and smiling what I hope are appropriate ones. Yeah, that's definitely a problem with clubs. And it's like I always end up talking to people there and then being completely hoarse when I get out. It should be more socially acceptable to type stuff out on your phone, I think. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird when you can't understand who you're talking to. Hoping to visit US sometime. May stay longer than your last visit. You want to visit various friends from SoCal to Kentucky to New York, so could swing by yours. That'd be cool. You should come for VidCon. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe not for VidCon, but when you're in SoCal, if you went there around the time of VidCon, which right now they're planning for June. Again, I would be hesitant about committing to too much because anti-vaxxers are making everything horribler. But one of the people that go out of the way to help people also doubles as hanging out with a friend in an event I've never been to, and I want to help in the ways you can for the Top Free movement. Man, you're so cool. I like you. Why can't you live closer? Yeah, we'll make it happen. Link is gonna get vaccinated soon. Hopefully our you know, room gets fixed so I can set it up as a stream place and everything. I'm like tired. I'm tiring myself out before Halloween. That's okay. This is Halloween. Okay. I want to listen to not copyrighted music. I mean, if I wasn't streaming, I could. So appreciate that. I am not listening to Halloween music so that I can hang out with you guys. I could just stream on Discord, you know, and not have random people pop in, and then I wouldn't have to worry about that. But what's the fun of that? How am I supposed to get popular then? Me. I envy people who don't give a shit about popularity. How do I become you? How dost thou becometh like you? I wanna be like you. I'm so fucking random. Ba-da-da-da-da. I miss weird old YouTube. When you can find random shit. Not corporate tested shit. I missed the zeitgeist of weird YouTube. Uh-oh, it's not matching up perfectly. No, it's not perfect! I just destroyed the whole thing. Oh, I ran out of tape. I have thought before I was ever going to move away, probably be to Portland. I mean, I don't know. Portland's weird, because it's like, in the middle of the city, it's very liberal, I would say. But as soon as you get anywhere outside of the middle of Portland, it gets real Republican real fast. And yeah, you could just drive into Portland to hang out with liberal people. But, you know, if you're in a circumstance like mine, that's easier said than done. Although, there was a article, I think it was in the Mercury, Portland Mercury or whatever it's called. But it was like highlighting LGBTQ friendly places in Vancouver, which, you know, is north of Portland and is a Trumpy area, but is slowly, you know, as Portland becomes way too insanely expensive to live in, people are moving north more, and Vault 31 was in there, so that was cool. You got the idea of using phones to message. See, that would be better. Like, you just like, hey, what's your name? Blah blah blah, like, or whatever. I don't know. Portland's weird. I know. I see the Keep Portland Weird thing. I would much rather, see a Keep Portland Weird sign than a Trumper one. Although I have seen cars with Keep Portland Weird and like NRA shit and MAGA shit. I'm just like, that seems like a contradiction, but yeah. But no, I mean, Portland is weird in that it's like this one very liberal circle, and then everything else out is not liberal. Whereas like San Diego has very different areas. Like, it has Hillcrest, the gay area. It has Mission Beach, the stoner area. It has La Jolla, the rich people area. It has East County, the prostitutes and broken cars area. It has Mission Valley, the kind of rich business area. I'm trying to think. It has Claremont Mesa, the Asian area where there's all these like Japanese and Chinese and Korean, grocery stores and churches and stuff. But Portland just doesn't feel like that. But then again, I've only been here for 5 years, and I've been tethered at home with the kids for a lot, so I haven't really been able to explore that much. Whereas I was born and raised in San Diego. There's Balboa Park, the touristy area. Like, painting on the side of a ball that says "Keep Portland Weird." Yeah, I know. Yeah, I do like the murals. There's some pretty cool murals around in Portland. I just want friends. I want friends and not having to drive super far home every time I go to anything down there. That's my dream. I have a dream. I want to go to some more plays too. We got a free ticket where I think I went with my mom at I think it's called the Armory or something, and it's a pretty nice theater. And I can't even remember what the play was. It was pretty good. People were like wearing fancy dress though, which was a little too much for me. I really liked going to the community theater ones at the community college that I grew up at, because they were pretty good, and it was like literally they were pretty good, and it was cheap, and I kind of knew some of the people, so it was there was an extra layer of like, oh, it's my not necessarily friend, but it's the person that I know and see and have a class with. You aim for no earlier than September. Street Art Festival. Oh, that's cool. I admit I have basically no desire to ever go to any of the what do they call them? Any of the states in between the coasts. I don't even really have that much interest in the East Coast either. Like, I wouldn't mind visiting New York City, for like a week or two just to explore. But at the same time, I'm so scared of heights that looking up at skyscrapers makes me have vertigo. So, and I wouldn't go up in any of those buildings. I do not. I go more than 3 stories up, and I'm like, what's the next one I need? 12, 21, 21. 20? Was that 20? That was 20. 10. 20. Did I put in the wrong one? No. That's right. What? Oh, that's the one I already cut out. That's why. Burp, burp, burp. See, they got like cow ears and stuff like that, because basically the pattern's supposed to be super versatile, where you can like make a unicorn or a bee or whatever. I'm using it for the T-Rex one, which is what Aiden's was, but I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna add some like ears. I'm gonna make some pointed ears that are gonna be like dragon ears, and then I'm gonna do spikes. Maybe I should do like a mane. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Anyway, and then I want to make wings. That's the other thing too, and so I have to figure out like how I'm gonna make holes for wings. Maybe it'll just be a rig that he wears or something. I don't know. That's something I should keep in mind when I'm doing this. Bunch of BLM George Floyd murals in downtown Olympia. That's good. One of the so when I was looking at the voting thing for that's due on the 2nd, one of the people, the blurb was talking about the liberal or progressive or Democrat or whatever that's running, and then was talking about the Republican running against them, And one of the things they mentioned is that this Republican apparently like posted social media posts mocking Black Lives Matter, and then it was like, you know, juvenile Trumpy tactics. I guess those somehow work on Trump voters, but to me that's a big mark against somebody. Like, I don't want an elected official who acts like a fucking child. But you know, who cares if you're hurting yourself as long as you're making liberals cry? Right? Is that the thought process? No discussing politics with most people we met in Kentucky who weren't her. Yeah, I guess Midwest. But it's like anything between the coasts. I'm a coastal elitist! Because I don't believe in taking rights away from gay people and taking the right to vote away from people of color and, you know, not letting trans people have their own bathrooms. Not their own bathrooms, but, you know, use whatever bathroom and be in sports, and taking money away from poor people to give to corporations, and pretending climate change doesn't exist, and removing women's bodily autonomy, and basically every single Republican ideology is something I directly oppose. So yeah, wouldn't say I'm pro-Republican. Anyway, this cake is great. I always have to say that every time I say anyway. I'm such a spaz. I'm really, really a spaz. You know it. Remember someone, I think it was on Tumblr a long time ago or whatever, but it was this whole rant about how spaz is ableist slurs against people that have a hard time regulating emotion. It's like, dude, my psychiatrist doesn't like to use labels, but I'm basically bipolar. And I'm not being hyperbolic. Like, literally, I fulfill, like, 2/3 of the criteria for being bipolar. Although, with the mood stabilizers, I really don't manifest it much at all. Before I was on mood stabilizers, my mood swings were fucking insane, and I would like hear myself freaking out about like nonsense, and I'm literally in my head, I'm like, why am I freaking out right now? Anyway. But yeah, it was this whole thing on Tumblr about like saying that you're a spaz is insulting to neuroatypical people and blah blah blah. Whatever. Let's see. Or man love or NASCAR sucks. Although, supposedly in some pockets in red states, they are coming around to the idea of, you know, love is love. But again, very small sections. Because there is that Sarah Silverman show where she would go to like really red areas and places that people that she directly disagreed with, but she would have these like empathetic conversations with them, and that is a little distracting. From spastic, a neurological, not cool, it's like retard. Okay. That's new to me. I mean, like, I'm random and my thought processes jump around a lot, and kind of that. Just like I have a hard time staying on a topic, which I guess technically could be ADHD, but I don't know. I don't feel like I have ADHD, but maybe I do. Top Gear. 3 guys have a car show through Kentucky with cars painted in the ways that are most likely to get the other person shot, like vote for Hillary. Oh, that's kind of funny. Okay, so it's decided. You're gonna come down here, and you're gonna contact your friend who works at a hotel, and we're gonna get a hotel room together, and we're gonna have our own Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas reenactment. No. Honestly, I don't have any desire to do drugs. Like, if other people want to do it, that's fine, but to me, like, nothing about it sounds appealing to me. Like, you're hurting your body, you're making it, you know, I guess if you have a lot of confidence, it's not as bad, but to me, it's like, I have a hard enough time not, you know, being annoying when I'm in complete control of my faculties, so, I don't know. Don't do drugs. Although I do, as I've said very many times, I think rather than just throwing everybody in jail, it'd be better to spend the money on studies and on rehabilitation options for people who aren't, rich, who have mommies and daddies that can send them to, what is that one? Sunrise something? Not Sundance, that's the timeshare that we're dealing with. By the way, on that front, haven't really heard anything. They sent a late notice on October 10th that I just ignored. They haven't acknowledged my mom's death at all or anything, so basically just ignoring them. Because what are they going to do? Revoke access to the ranch that we haven't visited in 10 years? Oh no. You'll still be you better not watch while driving. Are you kidding me? You keep your eyes on the road, mister. You should talk to NASA, though. Reassure him that, DoorDash can be at least a decent job. At least it sounds like it. I mean, you didn't sound super unhappy. Maybe it's just too much effort to get a new job, which I totally understand. I have definitely stayed in some truly awful jobs because I was just like, it's going to take time and effort and risk to get a new job. Because, so many jobs, they sound great, and then you start working there, and then you're like, oh, you were lying about all this. Healthcare. Clarkson, May, and Hammond. That's interesting. Spastic is physical spasms. Well, let's come up with our own non-offensive term for jumps around through subjects a lot. Because I feel like people are probably going to say I'm so ADHD. First of all, it's awkward to say. Second of all, they're going to say that's offensive. So, random used to be, kind of that word, but it got so overused. And oh my gosh, it's almost too warm to wear the sweatshirt. That's interesting. I'm so random. But yeah, like, it became a meme almost, like mocking, very carefully cultivated personas. Random for the sake of clicks, not random because, that's your actual personality, or random because that's what entertains you. Everything is just so damn fake. People can't just make content because it's fun for them or because they think their friends will appreciate it. It's just, what can I get the most clicks from? What can I score the most brand deals from? There was a good line again in that You episode that I watched. I mean, the guy is, a bad guy, but he's like internal narrating, judging the girl's friends, and one of them is like, calls herself a holistic guide or meditative guide or whatever, which seems to involve a bunch of glossy photos of her getting paid to wear makeup or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it was like, yep. Or Ingrid Goes West. I just watched that one, and it's a little extreme, but I liked the commentary on the inauthenticity of, hashtag blessed kind of shit. Random so wrongly used, like Alanis Morissette's song was ironically not ironic, and Larry like, don't be pedantic. I think that whole argument against ironic doesn't mean that is silly. Once, if a word has been used a certain way far more than, maybe its original intention, like, that's what the word means now. Language is always changing. I'm not necessarily, it's not necessarily happy, and especially if you no longer have a good word to mean whatever that original meaning was, because you lost the word, it was co-opted. But transient thinker, that almost sounds like a position in a sci-fi, like, oh, I gotta go ask my transient thinker what he thinks I should do about this diplomatic situation. Don't pay for what I've read, it's mostly scamming and threats. Flighty used to be used, flutter, flighty. Flighty is insulting to me. Flighty is like flaky. But yeah. What are you telling me not to pay for? I forgot. Again, because I'm so flighty, transient, etc. I switched subjects so much. Okay, I'm gonna take off my my sweater. hopefully not flash the camera if I can help it. Stupid. That's how much the weather changed. It went from it's so cold I can't feel my fingers to it's too hot to wear a sweatshirt. Interesting. Alright. Let's finish this. Stop talking. You. Okay. That was that one. What's under 14? 23. Alright. Unicorn ear. We don't need that. I have so many piles of scrap paper that I give the kids because I feel bad just throwing it away, even in the recycling. Because the recycling doesn't generally get recycled anyway; it just goes to a dump. That's like way more than I could ever cut up. Plus, they don't do anything with it. They just cut it up and then leave it all over the floor, and I have to like scream at them to clean it up. My kids are they have such selective hearing. It's like you're like, hey, clean up your mess, clean up your mess, clean up your mess. Nothing. You want a corn dog? Yeah. Children. We are obliged to love them. Otherwise we're bad parents. No. I love my boys. They're good boys. They are! I'm not just saying that. They are good boys. They show empathy and enthusiasm for life, which is more than I can say for a lot of people. You're a pedant. I was recently told by an autistic friend that I set up a lot of signals on her autism radar, so when she lists the things that I do are a sign of autism. Yeah, no, I mean, well, I honestly, I feel like the majority of people are on the spectrum because, you know, we have all these, like, false ideas of what it means to be autistic. Like, oh, autistic people don't talk, autistic people don't like to be touched, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, it's all over the place. It doesn't mean that you are or aren't any particular thing. If you haven't, you should watch Love on the Spectrum on Netflix. It's got 2 seasons now, and I feel like it's a very good show, and it's about autistic people trying to find love. And from what I've seen, it seems like a pretty empathetic way of doing it. And they have, you know, people in different places on the scale, and like the girls, it's true, they don't seem autistic, and you know, for a long time, women were almost never diagnosed, certainly not with the frequency of men, and for some reason autism doesn't really present itself in women as much as it does with men. And I don't know how that is. I don't know if it's biological. I don't know if it's societal. But it's interesting. But yeah, like all the characters on there, pretty much every every person on there, because it's a reality show, there's like something about them that I really relate to. And I don't know. I think it's a good show. Want a corn dog? Yeah, go clean up your mess. Pretty much. Why are you typing? You said you're going to be driving. Better not be texting on your phone just to weigh in on a live stream, you. No dead audience members on my count. Unicorn horn. No. I like reptiles. I like dragons. I need to make some more wings. I was on a stint when I made the Fae wings. And I was like really into making wings for a little while, and I started making a couple and then I never finished. And again, if I can find that exact guide that I followed, that'd be fun, but I'll just follow some other ones. I know enough about arts and crafts that I can kind of wing my way. Wing my way? Is that the expression? Anyway, I can, you know, flail my way through figuring out a lot of it, but it's always nice to read tutorials and, you know, think of using different items in a way that didn't occur to me before. And that's the good side of the internet, the exchange of ideas, like creative ideas, not, you know, white nationalist ideas. Good ideas that are good to share. Still a meat eater when he was last in the US. Corn dogs are amazing. I find them kind of, I mean, they're very boring. They don't really like, they taste good, but only because it's, you know, saturated fat and everything like that. It's a I don't have the spoons to cook a big fancy meal for you kind of thing. Plus my kids are so damn picky. I'll put all this effort into like stir fry vegetables and they won't even touch it. That's very depressing. Why do I even bother cooking for you? All right. Almost done with another one. Rabbit ear. I think I want to adapt this one for the dragon ear idea. I'm trying to figure out how this would look in my head. I don't know if it's really gonna look that good, but yeah, sure, whatever. 2 to 7. Yep, that's right. What am I doing? Don't cut it out yet. I haven't cut out the specific stuff yet. I'm just cutting out the overall stuff. Alright. I'm feeling kind of burnt out, guys. I think I'm going to stop streaming and just listen to music. And feel less inclined to keep talking. But thanks for hanging out with me. Yeah. I do want to start live streaming more. We'll see how it goes. The weeks go by so fast. It's crazy to me. Alright. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys next time. Keep, follow me on social media. Blah, blah, blah. Validate my existence by retweeting me. Just kidding. Drive safe. Don't text while driving. Because the taste buds tell them most veg are incredibly bitter. No, but I flavor the vegetables, so I don't know about that. But anyway.